Hey everybody, this is Perch. Where are we going with this? I like, I like how I've slowly adopted a style of complete have no idea what's going on. That's the future of this channel. No, wait a minute. That's been this channel all along. Anyway, let's check out what we have here. This is Secret Wars is wrong for the MCU. I feel the same, but let's see if this viewer has the same kind of negative reaction to it that I do. By the way, the reason I feel it's a bad idea is number one, they haven't established enough characters. Because remember, several of the characters who have been established are dead or somewhere else or whatever else. I don't think old Scarlett Johansson's coming back to do more stuff for the MCU, even though if it's a multiverse of stuff, in theory she could. But I don't know. After she sued over Black Widow, I don't see her. I don't see Disney picking up that phone, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, there's just not enough characters, and unless we're going to go full X-Men and all that other craziness in for that movie, which would be like wasting a big bang for no reason. I don't know. I just think it's a bad idea. So it says, "Hey Perch, hope all is well. I hope you'll humor me on this one. Disney announced a slew of delays for the MCU, and I think this is a perfect time for them to pivot. MCU's next big event they're building toward is Secret Wars. We don't know for sure that it will be based more around the original or Hickman's story. It's clearly Hickman's story, by the way. That's why we're doing this the multiverse stuff. It's so they can have the different multiverse, all collide into one kind of Kang kind of world, and then they exit that, with basically this is how the mutants are suddenly part of the universe. And that's where we're going with all this. Anyway, side note rant. Okay, hot take here, but I can't stand Hickman's cosmic stories. He writes such corny, Earth-centric stories with absolutely no respect for continuity or the overall power levels of cosmic beings. Whether it's his god-awful S.H.I.E.L.D. series featuring famous thinkers from the past, well, this guy's going all in on this, defeating cosmic threats like how Galileo stopped Galactus, or his own Secret Wars, where the Beyonders make quick work of every cosmic being, including the motherfucking living tribunal. But those wily humans, get a few of them together, and they can solve everything. This is why I have no faith in Hickman supposedly taking over Doctor Strange and helming the mystic side of things. He's not all wrong, right? I mean, there is a certain aspect to Hickman's stories. I like Hickman, and I think Hickman's a big thinker. And at the end of the day, I appreciate people who are going outside the box, doing big thinking things for comics. I do think that's, I don't see a lot of people, I've said this in the past, taking a big swing where a lot of the stories are concerned. So I like that he tries to take a big swing. But if you step back, it does get kind of ludicrous. The entire, Avengers world, during the Beyonders, when they had that during Infinity. There was a lot of aspects of that were just, okay, so Captain America is somehow going to, figure things out on a cosmic scale better than the Gladiator? No, I disagree. I like Captain America, but no, that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, that's fine. that's what I think. All right, we get back to the mail. It says, I believe Marvel has accidentally stumbled upon a better comic story to adapt in order to introduce more universes teams to the MCU. With Loki having the ability resources to hop between universes, he can bring about the Acts of Vengeance. Okay, you got my attention. You had my interest, now you have my attention. This would help introduce other heroes and villains without having to find some hackneyed reason we haven't previously seen them in, like the Eternals. Okay, I'm loving it. It can give an even better reason for the heroes to be caught off guard because Loki can give intel to the other villains. Now, a flaw in this idea is that it does require Loki to go full villain, which they don't want to do. But okay. Also, we could potentially get an adaptation of Grunwald's epic confrontation between Magneto and the Red Skull. I'd be interested in your take on Secret Wars versus Acts of Vengeance, the MCU. Okay, I don't think they're mutually exclusive, but I'm in. I'm in. So I like Acts of Vengeance. Talked about before. If you're not familiar with that storyline, it was a crossover event that kind of wasn't. I mean, it was an event, but it actually did sort of live up to the promise of you don't have to buy every story. Basically, what happened is Loki, in a disguise, got together a bunch of the main villains and convinced them that one of the reasons why they suck and lose all the time is that the heroes kind of know what they're up to. They've got strategies for them. So why don't we take, villains that that have not, throw them at heroes who haven't faced them before, and in some cases, super overpowered heroes. Like they put Ultron against Daredevil, and it produced really great stories. The other cool part is they got this cabal of villains together, and in this room were like the Kingpin and the Red Skull and Magneto and Doctor Doom and others. And it clearly, if you read the Brian Michael Bendis Illuminati and kind of the Dark Reign bit he did where the villains got together, it's an example of he ripped off big parts of Acts of Vengeance, no doubt about it. But the cool part was that you had these three, and you knew at the time that Magneto should not like Red Skull. Obviously, Red Skull's a Nazi over there. Magneto, and God bless, was it Paul? No, it wasn't Paul Ryan. Man, who was doing some of the art for that? There's a bunch of people, but there were some epic panels where Magneto was giving the villains are kind of going, well, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to throw, like Sabretooth and Spider-Man. They didn't do it, but we're going to really switch it up. And they've just got these scenes where in the background, which is really good kind of art, they've got Magneto giving kind of the side eye at Red Skull, and it's great. Like if you go back and look at this, it's like clearly Magneto is thinking about murdering the shit out of this guy, and then Magneto does get a pretty awesome revenge on the Red Skull when all is said and done through this thing. So it was great. It was a great story, great stuff. Absolutely loved it. So back to your point. I think you don't have to all lead to Acts of Vengeance, but at the very least, they're doing Avengers, Kang Dynasty, Avengers, Secret Wars. I think, and this is me saying, Disney could take more of our money. Before you do those, cram in Acts of Vengeance. Or, maybe replacing the right idea. I do think you have this multiverse and you have different characters, and it is an opportunity to bring just brand new villains out of nowhere and have the villains be super freaking threatening. You can kind of do a combo between Acts of Vengeance, which was really all about having kind of individual comics and having different villains fight the heroes, and have it be some kind of a cross between that and the Masters of Evil storyline in the Avengers, where the Masters of Evil got a bigger team together and just came and just shit mixed the Avengers. Like they just beat the shit out of them because they took them by surprise. There were more of them. They really screwed it up, screwed the heroes up, and then the heroes had to rally. So kind of a combo between those stories. You can have kind of our current Avengers team, and which is not the B team, but sort of. I mean, all the Trinity of heroes. Captain America and Iron Man are gone. Thor maybe is around. We're not sure. Black Widow's gone. Hulk is maybe retired. We're not sure. So anyway, but you got. You have this setup where the Avengers is not as powered as it used to be, and so you could tell a story of this team of Avengers is hanging out, and maybe, I mean, hell, if you wanted to be really kind of dynamic about it, you take Loki, and you have him kind of trying to solve something in the multiverse with Morbius and whatever else he's doing. Morpheus. What am I saying? Not the vampire. Jesus, I could bring him into this, I guess. This is the second time I fucked up more. It's Morbin time. Yeah. Anyway, you have him kind of hopping between different, multiverse, different universes. And then he steps out of one portal and evil Loki just steps up behind him and just stabs him in the back and murders him. And that is the death of current good guy redeemed Loki. And we're back to evil Loki. And evil Loki, he's got the same actor, whatever. He basically is like, oh, I'm going to go to this hero's world and fuck it up real good. And so like you said, he gathers up a bunch of villains and he just throws it at the team. And it's not exactly Acts of Vengeance, but still would be an opportunity to introduce some new people into the mix. And it would be dealing with the multiverse in maybe an interesting way. And so then the heroes get their ass handed to them, and maybe they have to call in the reinforcements from the multiverse to help them. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the multiverse. Whatever prevents us from having to see 5 different Spider-Men running around, I don't know. But you could get a pretty Pretty cool storyline out of that. The cosmic, all the multiverses are colliding, and there's incursions and all this other kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm less of a fan of that, and that's the direction they're hurtling towards. So that I like your idea. Most mainly, I get excited because hey, you want to do something with Acts of Vengeance? Yes, absolutely. That is for whatever reason, that is one of the unsung heroes of comics that Marvel has done. It's a great comic. Again, I'm overselling it a little bit. It's I liked it. I think it was a good idea. It was executed pretty well. It has it aged well? Mostly. Maybe not completely, but it's okay. It's solid. It's they're I'm all for it. So anyway, good idea. Thank you very much for the mail. What do you think? Screw Secret Wars. Go all in on Acts of Vengeance. You like it? And then also, what do you think of this hot take? Hickman sucks at cosmic stories. What do you agree? What do you think about that? I don't know. What's interesting is how Hickman will age in comics, because he did the Shield stuff, he did the Fantastic Four stuff, and the Fantastic Four stuff was good, very well remembered. People were very fond of it. And then he rolled into the Avengers, and again, I think people were pretty fond of it. And then he did X-Men, and people liked it, but then it ended on a sour note. And he did his Substack stuff with Teenie Howard, and nobody at all talks about that. And so, where like that is Hickman? Where does Hickman stand in all this now? I don't know. Maybe not in the best place. So anyway, hope you're doing well. Like and subscribe. Thanks for listening. Oh, I screwed that all up. Like and subscribe. I kind of ended it with like there was one more thing to say, but turns out there's not. Anyway, thanks for listening.